Hello everyone, it's me, Sanjay Vasu, back again for another video. This time I'm going to be doing it on Cambridge IGCSE Mathematics Paper 2 Extended Paper for May/June 2022. Just a quick note, you should use a calculator where appropriate, and also there are some questions repeated from all my previous papers in this paper, so I'll be attaching clips from those papers. Although the question numbers will be different, I hope you will not confuse it. Question 1. This question has already been discussed in the core paper, so I'll attach the clip. At noon, the temperature is 4 degrees Celsius. At midnight, the temperature is negative 9 degrees Celsius. Work out the difference between the temperature between noon and midnight. 4 minus negative 9 degrees, that's equal to 13, because it's 4 plus 9. Therefore, 13 degrees Celsius. This question has already been discussed in the core paper, so I'll attach the clip. The board records the number of cars of each color in a car park. A. He draws a pie chart to show this information. Calculate the sector angle for red cars. So the total number of cars, when we add this up, is 20. Now the sector angle for the red cars means the ratio of 3 and 20, because that is 3 and total is 20. The ratio of this and multiplied by 360. So we have 3 by 20. That's the ratio or the fraction multiplied by 360. Now we can cancel out and we get 3 into 18, which is 54 degrees. That's the answer. Question 3. Figs cost 43 cents each. Lyra has $5 to buy some figs. Calculate the largest number of figs Lyra can buy and the amount of change in cents that she receives. So $5 is equal to 500 cents. That means the number of figs that she can buy is 500 by 43. We can use a calculator. 500 by 43 is equal to 11.628 approximately. So that's equal to 11 figs. So we know that. Now the change will be 500 minus 43 into 11. Let's do that. 500 minus 43 into 11. 27. So 27 cents change. That's the answer. Question 4. Find the value of root 68 into root 153. Let's do that on a calculator. Into the root of 153. That's equal to 102. That's the answer. Question 6. Some cars either have a square, a circle, or a triangle drawn on them. Pierre chooses one of the cards at random. Complete the table to show the probability of choosing a card with each shape. So the shape is square, circle, or triangle, and the probability, one of them for a triangle, is missing. So the total probability is always 1. So we need to subtract 1 minus 0.2 minus 0.32. That becomes 0.48 for a triangle. Question 7. The price of a coat is $126. In a sale, this price is reduced by 18%. Find the sale price of the coat. So the price is reduced by 18%. Let's write that down. That means 82% of the original cost. And why? Because 82 is equal to 100 minus 18. So that means 82 into 126 by 100. And then let's use our calculator. 82 into 126 divided by 100. We get $103.32. That's the answer. This question 8 is also another question which has been done in the core paper, so I'll attach the clip in this video for you. The nth term of a sequence is n squared plus 12. A. Find the first 3 terms of this sequence. Now we can just substitute 1, 2, and 3 into n. 1 squared plus 12 is equal to 1 plus 12, 13. 2 squared plus 12 is equal to 4 plus 12, 16. 3 squared plus 12 is equal to 9 plus 12, 21. So 13, 16, and 21. Question 9 over here is another one of the questions which are already being done in the core paper. Therefore, I'll just attach the clip. The bearing of B from A is 0.59 degrees. Work out the bearing of A from B. Let us draw a knot line here for reference. Now, the bearing of B from A is this angle because it's going from A. So, this angle is 59 degrees. And that means that this angle over here is equal to 180 minus 59, which is equal to 121 degrees. Why is it 121 degrees? Because we can see that these two knot lines are actually parallel lines, and that these two angles inside a transversal line are actually allied angles, which means that these two angles add up to 180. That's why I was subtracting 180 minus 0.59 to get 121. And the bearing of A from B is this angle because you go clockwise all the time. So when you put that angle, we get 360 minus 121, which is equal to 239 degrees. That's the answer. Question 10a, both parts 1 and 2 have been done in the previous core paper, and therefore I shall just attach the clip of that. P equals to 8, which means x equals 2 and y equals 8 in these vectors. And q is equal to -1, 4. Find a p minus q. That means 2, 8 minus -1, 4. That's equal to 2 minus -1 and 8 minus 4 in one vector. It's equal to 3, 4. That's the answer. B, 6p. That means 6 multiplied by 2, 8. So that means you multiply 6 into 2 and 6 into 8. That's equal to 1248. That's the answer. B, find the absolute value of P minus Q. You remember this, the value of P minus Q, we actually found it already, which is 3, 4. Now, we can use the modulus function, which is what we need to do. And how do you find the modulus? It is by squaring both the x and the y and taking the root of their sum. So the mod of p minus q, which is 3, 4, is equal to root of 3 squared plus 4 squared, which is equal to root of 9 plus 16, root 25, which is 5. That's the answer. Question 11. Find the value of p when 6 to the power p into 6 to the power 4 is equal to 6 to the power of 28. According to exponent rules, you will know that 6 to the power p into 6 power 4 will be 6 power p plus 4. That's equal to 6 power 28. Why is this? Because when we multiply two numbers with the same base but different powers, we have to add the powers. So p plus 4. So from this, we can deduct that p plus 4 is equal to 28 and p is equal to 24. That's the answer. Question 12. Annette cycles at a distance of 70 kilometers from Midville to Newtown. Leaving Midville, she cycles for 1 hour 30 minutes at a constant speed of 20 kilometers an hour and then stops for 30 minutes. She then continues the journey to Newtown at a speed of 16 kilometers an hour. A. On the grid, draw the distance time graph for the journey. So at a constant speed of 20 kilometers an hour, 1 hour 30 minutes is travel. So the time will be over here in this line. The distance is 20 into 1.5, which is equal to 30 kilometers. So it will be over here. So you can mark the point and draw a line from here to there. Next, stops for 30 minutes, so it's stagnant for 30 minutes. Next, is continuing to Newtown at a speed of 16 kilometers an hour. So the total distance is 70 kilometers. That means there are 40 kilometers left between her point right now and the destination. So 16 kilometers an hour means that there will be 40 by 16, which is equal to 2.5 hours of traveling. So 2.5 hours brings it over here to 4.5 hours, and it brings it up here because 70 kilometers. So the point is over here, and we can draw a line like that. That's the answer. B. Calculate the average speed for the whole journey. So it took her 4.5 hours, and it was 70 kilometers. So speed is equal to distance by time. That's equal to 70 by 4.5, which, let's use a calculator. 70 divided by 4.5, it's equal to 15.5 kilometers an hour. That's the answer. Question 13. Question 13 is another one of the questions which has been done in a previous core paper, and therefore I shall just attach the clip of that question for you. Without using a calculator, work out 4 1 by 8 minus 2 5 by 6. You must show all your working and give your answer as a mixed number in simplest form. Alright, first thing we need to do is convert these two fractions into improper fractions. So 4 1 by 8 is 33 by 8, and we subtract 2 5 by 6, which is 17 by 6. Now we can find the LCM of these two numbers, which are the denominators, 8 and 6. The LCM of these is actually 24. So we can write these two fractions as one fraction with a common denominator of 24. Now 8 into 3 is equal to 24. Therefore, we multiply this one also by 3, which is equal to 99, and we subtract. Now 6 into 4 is equal to 24. That means you need to multiply 17 into 4 as well. That becomes 68. So 99 minus 68 by 24. That's equal to 31 by 24, which can be written as 1 7 by 24 as a mixed number. That's the answer. Question 14. Carlos invests $4,540 at a rate of R% per year compound interest. At the end of 10 years, he has earned $1,328.54 in interest. Calculate the value of R. So we can make a formula using this, which is only applicable to compound interest, not simple interest. So A is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 to the power of Y. What does this mean? A is the amount, which means the total amount after the interest. P is the principal amount, which means the amount before the interest, here 4540, into 1 plus R by 100. R is the percentage per year compound interest, and Y is the number of years. Let's substitute all the values. So 4540 plus 1328.54 will become 4540 into 1 plus R by 100, because we don't know R, and to the power of 10, because 10 years. Let's get our calculator out. 4540 plus 1328.54. This gives 5,868.54. That'll be equal to 4540 into 1 plus R by 100 to the power 10. 5868.54 by 4540 is equal to 1 plus R by 100 to the power 10. Now we can divide this value by 4540. That'll be 1.2926. So 1.2926 is equal to 1 plus R by 100 to the power 10. That means we can make the 10th root of this number to be 1 plus R by 100. So when we do that, it'll be 1.026 is equal to 1 plus r by 100. That means 0.026 will be r by 100 and r will be 2.6%. That's the answer. Question 15. Find the highest common factor HCF of 12a cubed b and 20a squared b squared. So let's use a normal HCF method except it's algebraic numbers. 20a squared b squared. So first let's see the a's. So in common there will be a squared and this will be 12ab comma 20b squared when we cancel it out. Now let's see the b's. There's 1b, so we can make it like this: b 12a comma 20b. Now we still have a number which is 4. That'll be 3a comma 5b. That's all. We cannot simplify it any further, so this is the final one. And the HCF will be everything on this side multiplied by each other. So HCF is equal to 4 into b into a squared, which is equal to 4a squared b. That's the answer. Question 16. The Venn diagram shows the number of students in a class of 40 who study physics, mathematics, and geography. A. Use set notation to describe the shaded region. So we can see the shaded region is inside both M and G. So what helps us to say what's inside M and G? I'll mark that like this: M and G. That means M union G. But why am I putting these brackets? It's because we're not done yet. There's still this part which we need to exclude before we get the shaded region. We can see that these three which we need to exclude over here are inside circle P or set P, which means if we can exclude set P, we'll get this value, and if you combine it with this function, of course. So how do we exclude set P? We can write intersection of P prime, which means everything outside P. That's the answer. B. Find N, which means number of P intersection G union of M prime. I'll erase these markings for clarity. Now, P intersection G. So this is set P and this is set G. Now intersection is this part over here, which is having 3 and 9 because it's inside both set P and G. Now, union of M prime. So M prime means everything outside M. So we can exclude M from the whole thing. That means we'll have 4, 3, and 6. These values are not there because they're inside M. So 4, 3, and 6. But remember, it's union. So we need to consider both this and everything outside this. So 3, 9, 6, 4. Right? 3 plus 9 plus 6 plus 4 is equal to 22. That's the answer. A student chosen at random from those studying geography. Find the probability that the student also studied physics or mathematics, but not both. I'll erase these markings again. Now, geography is this circle. We can see it's 9 plus 5 plus 6 plus 3, which is 23 in total. 23 students. That'll be the denominator of the fraction for probability. Now, we need to find if someone studies geography and physics or geography and math, but not both. So if studying both physics and math and studying geography, the intersection of these three, I'll just draw the circles here. The intersection of all three of them is over here. We need to not include that, so we can take out the 9. Now, we need it to be either physics or math plus geography. So we cannot have only geography, so we take this out as well. Now we have geography physics, this one, geography math, this one. That's 3 and 5 respectively. 3 plus 5 by 23. That means 8 by 23. That's the answer. Question 17. A. Sketch the graph of y equals sine x for 0 degrees less than equal to x less than equal to 360 degrees. First thing we'll do is divide this line from 0 to 360 into half. Approximately half is here. That'll be 180 degrees. Now divide these two halves again into half. That'll make 90 and 270. We have 4 quarters. We can split the graph into these 4 quarters. So we know that sine 90 is equal to 1. So we'll mark a point there. Sine 180 is equal to 0. Sine 270 is equal to negative 1. Around there. Sine 360 is equal to 0. And of course, sine 0 is 0. So now we can simply draw the graph in between these. First, I'll draw the top half, like that. And now I'll draw the bottom half, like that. So this is somewhat how your graph is supposed to look like. Sine graph. It should look somewhat like a sound wave, you know. If you study physics, you'll know what a sound wave is. Sine wave will also be something like that. Sine graph. B. Solve the equations 3 sine x plus 1 is equal to 0. That means 3 sine x is equal to negative 1. Sine x is equal to negative 1 by 3. Now x will be equal to the sine inverse of negative 1 by 3. And now let's get a calculator out. Let's put negative 1 by 3. And now we can put a sine inverse of that, like this. And we get the answer as approximately 19.5 in the negative, minus 19.5. We can see that the negative is like this and it only counts between 180 and 360. So it should be 180 plus this value plus 19.5, 360 minus 19.5. And these are the two solutions. So 180 plus 19.5 will be equal to 199.5 degrees, and 360 minus 19.5 is equal to 340.5 degrees. And these are the two solutions and the two answers. That 199.5 and 340.5. That's the answer. Question 18. A. Y is directly proportional to the cube root of x plus 1. When x equals 7, y equals 1. Find the value of y when x is 124. So you can write y is directly proportional to the cube root of x plus 1. This is the proportionality symbol. Now we can write this as y equals k into the cube root of x plus 1. Now we substitute the values. So when x equals 7, that means k cube root of 7 plus 1. That's equal to y, which is 1. So 1 is equal to k into the cube root of 8, which is equal to 2k. That means k is equal to half. Which means that y is equal to half the cube root of x plus 1, which is equal to half the cube root of 124 plus 1, which makes half the cube root of 125, which is 5. So half of 5, 2.5. That's the answer. B. F is inversely proportional to the square of D. Explain what happens to F when D is halved. So we can write like this. F is proportional to 1 by D squared. We write the 1 by to indicate inverse proportion. So we can say this as F equals k by D squared. When D is halved, that means F will become k by half D, the whole squared, which is equal to k by quarter D squared. That means it'll be 4k by d squared, which is 4 times of the original one, which is k by d squared. So when d is halved, f becomes 4 times its value. That's the answer. Question 19. A. Find f inverse of x. So we have three functions here, which are f of x equals 7x minus 8, g of x is equal to 4 by x plus 5, and h of x is equal to 2 to the power of x plus 1. Let's write f of x, which is the first function. F of x is 7x minus 8. Now we can write f of x as x, and we can write x as y. So now we can rearrange this to make y the subject. So this will become x plus 8 by 7 is equal to y. Now we can simply write y as f inverse of x. So f inverse of x is equal to x plus 8 by 7. That's the answer. B. Find the value of x when h of x is equal to g of 1/3. So h of x is equal to 2 to the power x plus 1. That's equal to g of 1/3, which is 4 by 1/3 plus 5. 2 power x plus 1 is equal to 12 plus 5, which is equal to 17. That means 2 to the power of x is equal to 16. And we know 2 to the power of 4 is 16. So x is equal to 4. That's the answer. Question 20. Factorize a 2m plus 3p minus 8km minus 12kp. Now let's rearrange this. 2m minus 8km plus 3p minus 12kp. Now we can factorize the halves. So we write this over here and this over here. Now we can factorize this as 2m into 1 minus 4k plus 3p into 1 minus 4k. Now you can see that both of these are common factors in this, so you can take that out. It's equal to 1 minus 4k into 2m plus 3p. That's the answer. B. 5x squared minus 20y squared. So we can factorize as 5 into x squared minus 4y squared. We can see that this x squared minus 4y squared is actually in the form of a squared minus b squared, where a is equal to x and b is equal to 2y. A squared minus b squared is equal to a plus b into a minus b. Now we can write this also in the form of this. So that will be equal to 5 into what's a? That's x. What's b? 2y. A plus b into a minus b, so x minus 2y as well. That's the answer. We can simply write it down over here. Question 21. The nth term of a sequence is an squared plus bn minus 4. The first term is negative 3 and the second term is 2. Find the value of a and the value of b. Now let's find the first term. First term will be a into 1 squared plus b into 1 minus 4, which is equal to a plus b minus 4. It's equal to minus 3. That means a plus b is equal to 1. Now the second term, that will be a into 2 squared plus b into 2 minus 4, which is equal to 4a plus 2b minus 4, which is equal to 2. So 4a plus 2b is equal to 6. And now we can write 2a plus b is equal to 3. Now we can subtract both of them. 2a plus b equals 3. A plus b equals 1. Subtract the whole thing. That means you can cancel out this. A is equal to 2. You can write that down. Now you can substitute this in. 2 plus b equals 1. B is equal to minus 1. That's the answer. Question 22. OA is equal to x, OB is equal to y, and OD is equal to 3 by 7x plus 4 by 7y. OD is this one over here, like this. That's 3 by 7x plus 4 by 7y, which I shall write over here. Now, calculate the ratio AD is to DB. Now, using the law of triangles in vectors, we can take this vector here and this vector here. And now, this vector plus this one is equal to this one, assuming they all go in this direction. X goes like this direction, OD also goes this direction. So we need this to go in that direction, so we add these two to get this. That means OA, which is x, plus AD, which I'll write here, is equal to 3 by 7x plus 4 by 7y. Now that means AD is equal to 3 by 7x minus x plus 4 by 7y when bringing x to the other side. So when we do that, it becomes AD equals minus 4 by 7x plus 4 by 7y. That can be written as 4 by 7 into minus x plus y. Or you can write it as 4 by 7 into y minus x. Now we find for this one here. This vector OD plus this vector DB is equal to y. I'll just draw a line here. Now OD is 3 by 7x plus 4 by 7y. Then we add DB. It's equal to y, which is OB over here. Now we can write DB equals y minus 3 by 7x minus 4 by 7y. DB equals minus 3 by 7x plus 3 by 7y, which can be written as 3 by 7 into minus x plus y. Now we need the ratio of AD is to DB. I'll do that over here. 4 by 7 into minus x plus y is to 3 by 7 of minus x plus y. Now we can cancel out the minus x plus y. So we get 4 by 7 is to 3 by 7. And we can cancel out the divide by 7s. So it'll be 4 is to 3. That's the answer. Question 23. The diagram shows a solid metal shape from a cone and a hemisphere, both with radius 6.2 centimeters. The total surface area of the solid shape is 600 centimeters square. Calculate the slant height L of the cone. The surface area A of a sphere with radius R is A equals 4 pi r squared. The curved surface area A of a cone with radius R and slant height L is A equals pi r L. What's the surface area of half a sphere? We need to get the surface area of half the sphere, and we need to add the circle. But let's discard the circle because it's not coming in the surface area of the full object. The circle is covered. So let's just half the surface area of a sphere. So surface area of hemisphere without circle, so no circle, that'll be 2 pi r squared because we divide 4 pi r squared by 2. Next, we have the curved surface area of a cone with radius r and slant height L. So this is L and this is the radius r. So we only need the curved surface area around here. So that means we just need to add it with pi r L. 2 pi r squared plus pi r L is equal to 600. Now we can substitute the value of r into this equation here, which is equal to 6.2. So that means 2 pi into 6.2 squared plus pi into 6.2 L is equal to 600. I'll choose a calculator. Here we are. 2 into pi into 6.2 squared, which is equal to 241.526 plus now 6.2 into pi is equal to 19.478 into L. It's equal to 600. So 600 minus 241.526 is equal to 19.478 L. Now we can do 600 minus 241.526. This becomes 358.474 is equal to 19.478 L. That means L is equal to this value, 358.474 by 19.478. When we do that, we get approximately 18.4 in centimeters. That's the answer. And with that, I come to the end of the video. So subscribe to our channel, share your thoughts in the comments, and share this video with your friends and family. With that, I come to the end of my video. I'll see you in my next one. Thank you. Bye.